What does God think of Elon Musk's goal of interplanetary habitation? Well, that's a question a pastor doesn't get every Sunday. But the other Sunday I got that question. Pastor, what does his word say about Elon Musk, who has this goal of humans inhabiting places other than Earth? I gotta admit, I've been a pastor for a lot of years, and I've never thought about the desires of Elon Musk's heart. But I actually just finished reading that big new biography about Elon Musk. What's 700 pages, I think. So I learned a lot about his passion that this world, it's ticking down. And so it's just essential, in his opinion, that we humans find other places to live. He has this passion to go to Mars, if you know much about Elon Musk. So what do we think of that? It might be connected to questions like, what about space exploration? What about NASA? What about getting to the moon? What about all these rockets and satellites? What about beyond Earth's atmosphere? What does the Bible say about that? Let me give you two concepts to keep in mind as we think about such ideas. One is that it's not just Earth that declares the glory of God. Like if you want to get excited about God, to think of him as God, glorious, magnificent, exalted, and magnified, Earth can do that in a lot of ways. The whole earth is filled with the glory of God, but it's not just Earth. I love Psalm 19. It says this: the heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of God's hands. Day after day, they pour forth speech. Night after night, they reveal knowledge. It says, in the heavens, God has pitched a tent for the sun. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other, and nothing is deprived of its warmth. So the psalmist here, this is David speaking, he thinks about the sun, what's out in space, what's beyond planet Earth, as something that's preaching to us, pouring forth speech. And what does it do? It declares the glory of God and the work of his hands. I gotta say, I don't know a ton about space and other planets, but when I just hear about the vastness of everything, and then I think that my God made that with a word. I love Genesis chapter 1, God's creating everything. And there's this little line, it's so funny. It says, and he made the stars. Oh. Yeah, but then you study the stars, you study the sun, you study what's beyond the clouds, and you think, whoa, God made that as like an afterthought. He just like spoke and it came into existence. I mean, if the universe is this big, how big is the God who created the universe? And so do I see a great and noble purpose for Christians to explore the soil of this earth and the skies beyond it? Without a doubt, it declares the bigness, the glory, and the magnificence of God. Now, second, I would disagree with this idea that we have to get to other planets because this world is going to end by some human climate catastrophe. We do know from the teachings of Jesus and many passages in the New Testament that the world will not end like that. The world will actually end when Jesus comes back. And Jesus himself said on that day, people won't be living on Mars. He said they'll be eating and drinking, marrying, being given in marriage. Like, we'll still be right here on earth when our Savior Jesus Christ returns from the heavens. Now, I know Elon Musk is not a Christian. He doesn't claim to follow the Bible, so I don't expect him to believe that. But I would say that the Christians, we know that the story of Earth doesn't end with World War III or a climate catastrophe. It ends with the return of Jesus, his second coming, which happens on the last day or the judgment day. So there's a tension here, right? I want to care for the earth, I want to explore the universe to declare the glory of God, and we also know how the story ends when Jesus comes back to give us a whole new earth, which is when the fun really begins. So what does God think of Elon Musk? I think those two things held in tension are the right biblical answer.